Good morning, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do something that a few people have asked for in the past. I'm going to do a day in the life of, and I'm not quite sure what to call myself, an aspiring triathlete, I don't know. So basically today is not a normal day in that I'm not at work, so I thought I'd have a fair bit of training to be able to share with you. So the day starts off, as it does always, with a nice big bowl of porridge. Now I would normally weigh out and have a smaller amount than that, but because I've got a fair bit of training planned, I'll just fill the bowl up. So what's in here? It's just Aldi porridge oats, which is, if you're not from the UK, it's just a cheapo supermarket. I think it's 75p for a kilo, so it suits me down to the ground. I've got 1 scoop of chocolate protein powder in there, a bit for the nutrition, but mainly just for the taste. And then I've got a banana chopped up as well. So I will get tucked into this. And I'm not normally a coffee drinker, so I just got a bottle of squash, and then we'll start the day. So believe it or not, I did put away that big mountain of porridge. I've just let it go down for about an hour and a bit. I'm not in any particular rush today. Got all day to do my training sessions in, so I thought I'd just let that settle. First training session of the day is going to be on the bike. I'll come on to what the session actually is in a little while, but in a nutshell, it's 3 hours long, so it's a bit different to my normal sessions. I normally do about an hour on the bike, so I don't really need to take on any nutrition. But today, being about 3 hours long, it's made me have to think about what I'm taking on. So I'm just going to explain to you what I'm eating and drinking and why. So if I start with fluids first of all, well, I normally just have, this isn't any of it, this is just squash. I normally just have squash, so I've got a bottle of squash just because that's what I train on normally, it's what I'm used to, so that's just the norm. Then I'm going to move on to my actual race nutrition. So I normally fuel with High Five carb mix powder. So this has got electrolytes in, it's got carbs in. So that's what I'm going to be using in training today, because I figure I should spend more time using my actual race day nutrition in training, so that in a race it's actually, I'm just used to it. So I've got 3 scoops of that, which is the prescribed amount, in a bottle, and I'll be trying to use that as my primary fluid source. It's not very hot today, so I probably won't be drinking too much. So if I get through a bottle, then that's probably good. I think there's about 60 grams of carbs in total in this, so a fair bit for just a bottle of fluid. Now you'll notice on there that it's got High Five and it's got Outlaw. So one of the main reasons I sort of leaned towards High Five initially, so I'm not sponsored by High Five at all, was that on the Outlaw events, they have High Five nutrition, that's what they give out on course. So it made sense for me to trial that nutrition. It's also quite cheap. So it's quite easy to get hold of. Trial it in training and then use it on the race day, and it's all the same. So here we go. Actual food wise, now I probably have more solid food during an Ironman than I would do in a half Ironman, but I'm just going to be trialing everything that I normally use in little bits just throughout my training sessions. So love me a bit of malt loaf. Those that have been around for a while will know that I don't eat any dairy, so the normal malt loaf's got milk in, but the banana and apple one hasn't. So I have banana malt loaf, it's only a little snack pack, there's a fair few bit of carbs in there, it's just something solid for you to eat. Sometimes you just want something solid to eat. A couple of gels, I don't know if I need them today, but I keep a few next to my watt bike just in case. Again, High Five. I really like these berry flavour just because they taste nice, they're not too thick so they go down quite nice and easy, and they're quite cheap. So I think I get 20 for about a tenner, so 50p a gel, quick maths, isn't bad at all really. Cliff Blocks, now these aren't as cheap, granted. I think a box of 12 of these is about 30 quid, so it's not ideal, but I do really like them. They settle well on my stomach. I seem to go well on them, so they've got caffeine and carbs in, so sometimes you have to just splash out and use what you want to use. You'll notice I've taped the end over from a previous session when I've used a couple, because they're 36 quid a box or how much they are. I'm not just chucking them away. I'll take them up and use them again another day. So I may or may not have some of these, but I like to keep them to hand just in case. So that's what I'm training with, and that's pretty much what I race with. So let's see how we get on. So onto the session itself. I think the easiest way for me to explain this is it's a 3-hour ride in zone 2, other than I'm doing 3 times 10 minutes at threshold and 4 times 3 minutes at VO2 max. So how I'm going to structure it is 25 minutes zone 2, 10 minute effort, 25 minutes zone 2, 10 minute effort, 25 minutes zone 2, 10 minute effort, 25 minutes zone 2, 3 minute effort, 4 minute recovery, 3 minute effort, 14 minute recovery, 3 minute effort, 4 minute recovery, 3 minute effort, 12 or 14 minutes warm down, 3 hours is the plan if you followed that. Might try and drop some sort of thing on screen that makes it a bit easier. But yeah, that's the plan. So I've joined a Zwift group ride, which is 100k, so that's 60 odd miles. So that should get me around 3 hours. A bit more mentally stimulating than just looking at the screen, just riding nowhere. But it is a group ride, so I've been dropped already because I'm just warming up in zone 2. But then I might then go outside the barrier if I'm doing a 10-minute threshold effort, but I don't know. Anyway, let's get cracking. Just on the second 10 minutes, about a minute to go. Oh, it's hard. So I'm an hour and a quarter in, about
2/3 way down my high five bottle. I'm trying to limit this a little bit because although I'm trying to simulate race conditions, I don't particularly fancy wetting myself on the watt bike. So I've got something to eat now. I'm going to tuck away this little bit of malt loaf whilst I'm on the recovery period, and then get cracking on with the last 10-minute effort before the VO2 max work starts. Woo! Two hours and 5 minutes in. I've done the 3 times 10 minutes. I'm about 5 minutes away from doing the first 3-minute effort. It's got my gel. It's only just in date, but hopefully it'll be okay. Delish. It's not a caffeine one, it's just a standard one. Woo! Let's go. Oh. That's the first 3 minutes, 411 watts. Oh man, these are going to be hard. 4 minutes recovery, another 3 minutes hard, and then 14 minutes in zone 2, so a bit more recovery. Come on! So I've got 3 4-minute efforts left. I'm on to squash now. It's not ideal, but that might be what happens in a race. You carry 1 or 2 bottles with you, then you go on to the on-course nutrition. If there's no on-course nutrition, or if it's only water, you've got to make do, so squash it is. Oh man, I just got a minute into the third 4-minute effort. I could hardly even break threshold. My legs are stinging. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to try and warm down now for 20-25 minutes, loosen the legs off. Still make it 3 hours, but perhaps it was a bit ambitious trying to do all that VO2 work after the threshold work, but you don't know where your limits are till you try and find them, do you? Whew. Man, that hurts. I'm struggling to push 200 watts now, which is bottom of zone 2, so I'll try and gather myself back together then try and creep it back up to mid zone 2. So that's 3 hours in the bank then. Training stress score of 181, so that's a decent ride. That's probably similar to like a Sunday group ride, so yeah, good effort that. My 10-minute efforts were all just over 370 watts, and the 2-3 minutes were between 410 and 420. So bang on the money power wise. As I said, that third 3-minute effort, I just absolutely blew up on. I just knew I had nothing left, so I just did about half an hour easy spinning. I used to worry that I don't want to do too much easy spinning at the end of a session because then my average power will be lower. Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? I just need to warm down properly so I can continue to train efficiently. So, finished training. It's now lunchtime. Now, nutrition is really important, especially when you're training hard. However, Liz tells me what's slightly more important is eating things in the fridge that are soon to go out of date. So, lunchtime. I've got a 3-bean chili, so it's quite nice. I do like this soup. It's one of my favourites, actually. It's got, you know, carbs, fat, protein in, all that jazz. And, I've got cheeky on the side, Ginster's vegan pasty. Very much looking forward to this. These are the bomb. So those two things together, you know, combined have a lot of nutrition in them. I don't bother really with like protein shakes and things. I just try and eat soon after training sessions, so that probably hits a lot of the nutritional requirements. You know, I don't really count anything, but I feel good in general. Performance is okay, so I must be hitting okay. Let's get these in the microwave. Quick shower. Laters. Here we go. Pasty coming up. This guy thinks that because the microwave's on, he's getting some dinner, because his fish gets cooked in the microwave, don't you? Hey? But he's not, it's mine. So I've had lunch, it's sort of early to mid-afternoon. Those that know me well will know what I do at this sort of time, especially at a weekend. I love a good nap. So, night-night. So you'll notice it's now dark, didn't set an alarm. Nap lasted a couple of hours, whatever. Recovery. You don't get faster when you're training, you get faster when you're recovering, is my excuse. So it's about 6 o'clock now. I'm going to do a steady run between 4 and 6 miles-ish. Just real steady, honestly, just stretching the legs. And then in the run, I'm going to try and do a few strides, so a few like 200 metre, not efforts, but like striding on running faster, just try and get used to running faster. A lot of people around me, a lot of people I look up to, all keep telling me to run faster, not necessarily for like a long time, well, and for a long time, but just, you know, just do shorter, faster efforts to try and get faster. So that's what I'm trying to do. Oh, job done. 5.5 miles. Every 1 mile I did 30 seconds of like fast strides, 44 minutes, so only just under 8 minute mile in, but standard run, just a leg stretch. Stopped at the shop on the way around, got the bare minimum, 1 banana and a loaf of bread. Can't be carrying any more weight than I have to. Sports nutrition is going next level now, so real quick, easy tea, because I've got 14 minutes before I have to leave to go swimming. See you there. 3 slices of toast and beans equals beans on toast, but I have 2 slices of toast with the beans, and 1 I have some Marmite on. So being a plant-based eater, I do sometimes worry about getting B12. Marmite's got quite a lot of B12 in it, so I eat slice every other day or so. Love it. Either love it or you hate it. Swim session done and dusted, just about a mile in total. It's really technique based. There's a lot of thought about technique and it's really beneficial, but I think it'd be complemented by me going to the pool in the week and doing an actual hard session as well, so more of that to come in the future. So that is it. That's the end of my training day. I had hoped to get a bit of swim footage, but the coach that runs the sessions, Tom, if you saw the video last week, yeah, he runs 3 lanes, it's quite busy. We're not entirely sure if we're allowed to video in there, so one for the future perhaps. But yeah, that is a day in the life of Triathlon Dan. Now, it's not a normal day. Obviously, I don't do all that training on a normal day, just because I had a day off work, so I thought, you know what, I'll record a solid day's training so you've actually got something to watch. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know down below. I don't know what I'm doing in the future, video-wise. I've got a few things in the pipeline. I'm going to continue doing my training diaries, but I'm hoping to mix it up a bit, so see you shortly.